Hello and thanks for watching this short video on how to transfer the master administratorship from the accountant who set up the new QuickBooks Online company file subscription from the new QuickBooks Online accountant to your client, because they're actually going to either take over the billing or they just want to be the master administrator, whatever the scenario would be. Because when you're in the new QuickBooks Online accountant, you can create a new QBO company file for your client and either sign up for the wholesale pricing platform where the firm's paying and it's 30% off for the life of the subscription, or if your client wants to pay, it's 20% off when you're doing it from the new QBOA. And when you actually set up a file from QuickBooks Online Accountant, like I've done in the Folk Shop here, which I'm going to open up in a second, it sets you as the master administrator and the accountant user. So my goal here is just to remain the accountant user, but I'm going to transfer the master administrator to my client. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up that file from the new QBOA first. Now you'll notice actually in the client's QBO file that I launched from the new QBOA, it actually tells me that I do need to transfer the master admin. Now you don't have to, you could stay both the master administrator and the accountant user, but typically you're going to invite your client once you've set up the file, and then having set it up, you're going to invite them as a company admin and then transfer the master administratorship because they're going to quote unquote own the QuickBooks Online company file subscription. So you will see a pop-up that some items need your attention, and it's telling me where to go, manage users, and then go ahead and invite my client as a company administrator and then transfer the master administratorship. And where you do that from is you click on the gear icon or the company file name in the upper right and go to manage users. And you'll see in the manage users section, I am both the master admin and the accountant user, and I really just want to be that at the end of the day. So first I'm going to click new because I can't transfer a master administrator to a company admin until I have one. So let's do that first. So go ahead and click new. And it's going to open up the choose user type. I'm going to choose company administrator. I'm going to click next. And on this window, I'm going to add my client's email address, their first and last name, and click next again. And then when you do that, you'll be brought to the finish page. Go ahead and click finish. It'll bring you back to the manage users window, and I'll see that company admin there listed right below me in that top section of the manage users window. Now I cannot transfer the master administrator to Clayton yet. He still needs to accept the invitation, right? So it shows pending. So when he's an active user, I can then transfer the master administrator. So the other step would be to pretend we're Clayton now. We're going to go to his email and accept the invite to the file, and then we'll come back and transfer the master administrator. Let's see that in action now. So here I am as Clayton. Here's the email I got to actually accept the invitation to the QuickBooks Online file. So you click here to accept invitation. And what I'm doing for the purpose of the video is I'm going to copy the hyperlink and put it in another browser to differentiate because I'm already in Chrome. So I'll go into Firefox. But you could typically just click here. It'll open up a browser of your choice. So we're going to go over to Firefox, paste it in, and then we're going to go to accept the invite. Now, what your client will see next is to either choose an existing user ID they have attached to the email. They probably won't have all these user IDs. They'll probably just have one, or they can create one. And this would just be a typical intuit.com login they'd use for other things. So either create one if they don't see anything there. You'll be prompted to just put in a user ID and a password. And then you'll be brought into the QuickBooks Online file, or choose an existing one, in which case I'm going to choose this one. And they'll put in their password and accept the invite. So it tells me I've accepted the company's invitation, so now you'll be prompted to sign in to the QuickBooks Online file. So here I am as the client into the QuickBooks Online file, the Folk Shop. I'm going to have them go to Manage Users just to show that they're there. So there we are. Now the accountant, Woody, he's still the master admin, right? I still have to go transfer that master administratorship, but the client, I have successfully invited Clayton, and he's a company admin. So let's go back to the accountant's view and transfer the master administrator to Clayton. So now, from the new QBOA, I'm back in the Folk Shop. My client's QBO file, I've successfully added them as a company admin. They've accepted the invite. I can tell because the status says active, right? Now I can click on Transfer Master Administrator to transfer it from me to Clayton. Now, depending on how many company admins you'll have, you can click the drop down. It's only going to show Clayton here, but you might have several. You might have clients have several company admins. Just pick the one they want to be the master admin for the file, and then go ahead and click Finish. Now, nothing will happen yet. The client that I transfer the master administratorship to, they'll still get an email that'll prompt them. It's because it's a major change, that I'm now making them the master administrator, and they have to accept being the master administrator. Then it'll change the access rights. I should drop off the top section, and then Clayton will be the master admin of the file. So let's see that in action. So again, we're back to Clayton's Outlook, and you'll see the email that I was talking about. I've been granted master administrator privileges for the folk shop. I can accept the role or decline it. In this case, I'm going to click here to accept it. However, for the video purposes, I'm actually going to copy it and put it into Firefox again. Now, when you either click the here from the email or you copy the hyperlink, you put in your login name and your password and then sign in to accept the master administrator. And this is the actual page you should land on once signed in. Master account administrator privileges for the folk shop have been successfully transferred to you. An email has been sent to the former master account administrator, which would be the accountant, right? Confirming of the transfer. You just go ahead and click close. Now, when the accountant goes back into the client's QBO file, in this case it's the folk shop, I launched it from the new QuickBooks Online account, and you'll see that Clayton is now the master administrator up top. I'm no longer up top in the Manage Users section. I'm down below as the accountant for this file.